Hello, everybody. My name's Dragon Metal Princess. I'm also known as DMP, and I'm going to run Mega Man X Buster only. So, are we ready?
Yeah, looks like we're ready. Also, hi, I'm Lizstar. I'll be joining with additional commentary.
Welcome,
Looks
Ashley.
like we're ready. You can go ahead and count us down, friend.
All right, well, here we go in three, two, one, and go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, a lot of us runners like to call this Reset Highway because this is the most reset happy of the whole game. And it's mostly because it's so RNG heavy.
What
I'm actually taking.
What are the
Oh,
main RNG points that would cause a reset?
well, this first B, however,
Ooh,
that I just mashed down, I'm actually going to get a little bit of health here. Um, it could shoot, either shoot you with a machine gun like it did before, could shoot rockets at you, which could be a little problematic, or just like that B I also shot down, will do nothing, and you'd rather it do at least something because it's kind of health management. But also, by the time you're at the end of the stage, you also want to be like at least 3 health or below. And if you get two of those no active bees, you're going to end up dying.
there is no game audio. There is no game audio. According to chat, there is no game audio. Take a look into it.
I'm just a little bit high on health. That's okay. I can fix that. And the reason why we want to be this low in health is because, like, well, there's kind of a cutscene and an unstoppable boss per se. We're actually going to see right now. And Capcom decided like to make this very stressful on the player. We wanted to make the player feel something, as for some reason it punched me for no reason. It wanted to make you helpless. It wanted like to to make you feel like there's nothing you can do until this guy comes up.
What a cool guy.
And for whatever reason, every single one of us, including me, thought this guy was a girl. When we first played this game, I'm not even lying. So now would be a good time to list off the donations if you like.
Why, sure thing. I have got $5 donation from TL154 with no comment, but thank you very much. And as well, I've got a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much.
So just like every other category, uh, every runner goes to this stage first, which is Joe Penguin. And it's because it's a little upgrade we get that helps us go fast. And if you're, well, I messed that up. If you're wondering why I'm doing these little twirly around stuff right here, there's actually a rhyme and reason to that. See, there's this weird mechanic to where, like, if you're going down a hill of sort, um, X will not only run a little faster, but it'll also jump higher. And we tend to like use that to our advantage to getting a little more umph on our jump to get to places we would otherwise have to do slowly. And there's that example right here. And you notice I just got on the mech and ditched it right after. Well, we also tend to like use that mech to go on the top route because it's just a little bit faster than going bottom route. Just a little bit. And we are about to face our first actual boss of the game. Did I forget to mention that this game is a bit RNG heavy?
This looks like a chill dude.
Either that or you might need to chill out just a bit.
Chill out, cool it.
So what you don't want with this guy is for him to slide more than 3 times at least. And he's done that more, but at this moment, it's fine. Sometimes if you want to stay alive, you want him to slide. Depends. Now you notice X goes to the center. It's actually, we tried to finish the fight being as close to the center as possible to save time. But this is the only game of the series that we have to worry about that with.
Is this your favorite game in the X series?
Casually, yes. This was actually the very first Mega Man of all games that I've actually played. But I've played the DOS version, the MS-DOS.
Oh, ooh, a friend after my own heart.
Yeah, and of course, I didn't know better at the time, and well, neither did my parents. They just knew I really liked Mega Man, and this was a treat for me.
That is, oh, that's beautiful. I'm both sorry and also not sorry at the same time.
I feel the same way. I don't feel as bad because, like, if it wasn't for that, I would have never known about this game anyway. So as you see, I collected I messed that up. A couple of upgrades. One for the health bar, and the other one for the for a tank, an energy tank actually. And the energy tank, you can, if your health is at full capacity, well, not full capacity, but if your health is full, you can collect more health to fill that up for later safeties, in which you'll see me collect another one here in a moment. And with this boss fight coming up, I am sure we have time for more donation callouts, if you may.
Sure thing. We have a $100 donation from I Am Gibbon. Thank you very much. No comment with that. And as well, we've got a $10 donation, as well as no comment from Trigan.
Thank you all so much for your donations.
Yes, every little bit counts.
For sure, it's an incredible cause.
So speaking of RNG, I'm getting probably the worst of it right now with this guy because you don't want him to dive. Actually, better yet, you don't even want him to leave the ground. But if he does leave the ground, you want him to not dive. And I think I've got max dives, which is like 1 or 2 seconds. Like, that's 1 or 2 seconds that you're losing each dive.
Isn't that just the way with a speedrun, especially on a marathon?
Oh, yeah. And now, this is
my favorite.
Probably the hardest stage.
It's a fun name to say, so I like him a lot. Okay, Boomer Kawanger.
So if you like to take over commentary while I try to blast through this stage.
Sure thing. So Boomer Kawanger's stage is a mostly vertical stage. For the record, I do not speedrun Mega Man X, so I can't give the most insightful commentary. The only Mega Man X I speedrun and play is the DOS version, so that way, for that reason, I shouldn't be qualified for literally anything. but Boomer's Quanger stage is one of the harder stages in the game. Especially to go fast, what with dodging all of the enemies in such tightly confined spaces. Doing a good job of it so far. It seems like we're a little low on health. Is this genuinely like a good level of health for this, or?
Well, if I make it past this elevator, I will probably take an optimal death.
Ah. Okay. Is this a glitch where you just seem to be taking damage over and over again, but you're not actually taking any damage?
Yes, there's actually, it doesn't really do anything for a speed run, but it kind of makes sure you don't really take any additional damage from the enemies that's actually trying to come at you while you're on the elevator.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
It also ensures that you don't get spiked to death.
Yeah, for sure. Someone in chat asked, "Are we going to see Iceless in this route?"
Oh, you're about to find out.
Ooh, spicy. So Iceless, usually you're supposed to use an upgraded ability so that you can do an additional dash, basically. But there is a very precise trick where you can grab it without.
There it is.
Great job, good job. Without needing the upgraded ability, it's definitely not intended.
No, and we like to joke and say that it's free every time we get it, but it really isn't. Especially with the amount of practice. In fact, someone who actually got me to speedrun this game at 100%, being this my first speed game in general, said he took a literal whole week and did nothing but Iceless practice just to get good at it.
That's a good way of. That's usually if there's a hard trick, I just do it over and over again as much as I can until I'm sick of it. I've actually never gotten Iceless, but I actually have no idea if it's possible on the DOS version. Probably not.
When you first play this game, well, at least in my case, like I always felt it was possible, but with
it
the lack
feels
of
like
skill,
it's close.
Yeah, and when you don't know, like you just left wondering, and then like years later, when you find somebody, as I just take another death, when you find somebody who actually in the speed runs named himself after this trick, does it, it's like, well, wow, you really can do that. So there's this other trick. It's kind of a nip actually, where you can get this Kawanger headbanging. Unfortunately, I am not able to perform this at the moment.
So, as of course we can obviously see, we are doing Busterless. If you have not played Mega Man X games, if you've played like me, if you're a big classic fan but haven't played that much X, in Mega Man X, each of the weaknesses have basically additional effects that weaken the boss. So they're at their full power for this boss fight, which will make each boss fight at least a tiny bit easier.
That's a game over.
Excuse me, more difficult. Wow, exact opposite. Please flip everything that I say.
But I also mentioned playing this game is very unforgiving.
Mega Man is a exceptionally difficult series. I do love it, though.
Fun fact, in both of the other categories, runners actually fight Boomer Kawanger Buster only anyway, just because it's faster. The way you fight him anyway. And the way the run is routed, it's just faster just to pick him second to get him out of the way. especially with if you're playing 100% to get the iceless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, However, in any percent, when you have to refight him, yeah, you end up using his weakness.
I kind of love this glitch. It's just ridiculous, just seeing Mega Man constantly take damage, but nothing happens.
It is a weird glitch for sure.
So why you said that this is this your least favorite level in the run?
Actually, it's one of my favorite levels
Ooh.
because of how hard it is.
See, that's a good outlook. I'm definitely for that outlook.
That and there's the whole stage has no RNG. The fight may be a little bit, but the stage itself has no RNG, so it's pure execution. Even though at this moment I'm not really executing that well.
It's okay. We still got a run ahead of us. We can pick it up. I believe in you. So why did you pick up this game specifically? Especially such a difficult category. What was it again, just the love of the challenge?
That too. It also helps that this was literally my first speed game. And believe it or not, I have plans to learn the whole Triple M Buster only.
Ooh, that is a good goal.
In fact, there's somebody dear to me in chat that actually taught me one of the Mega Man games Buster only. He's actually doing that as well. In fact, sometime in August, he's going to actually perform the whole Triple M in one sitting, Buster only.
That's a good that's a good marathon. I love watching people just power through like each of the Mega Man games.
So while I fight this guy again, we have some time for donations.
All right, we have got a $50 donation from M&M.
Good job.
Says, great event and awesome cause. Thank you to everyone involved. And as well, I'm just going to give a reminder that we have got a good number of bid wars that are coming up. Actually, for the next game, Gregory Horror Show, we have got some character naming incentives. Currently, Frog is winning with $30. There are a few other names in there as well. Faith is in second place, who is our very lovely mascot as well. So if you would like to see any of those names change, you've still got some time for that. As well, in the future, we've also got some file name choice incentives and a lot of incentives for the upcoming Earthbound run. So definitely, if you would like to get in some things for those, you've got some time, but you have to act fast because they will close eventually.
Earthbound will be a run to look into or to look after. Be sure to catch it in the morning if you're around. But of course, why would you not be around? There's runs all week. Work? What's that? So you, the reason everything is no longer on fire is because you beat Chill Penguin, right? For Flame Mammoth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like another cool feature about this game.
I really like that about this game.
Most of the bosses that you defeat grants an environmental effect for another stage. And the stage after this that I'll be playing, you'll see what happens if you beat Storm Eagle before you go into Spark Banjo.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
The thing with this boss fight, you notice that almost every boss fight that I'm doing, I'm only doing one charge shot and then the rest lemons. But they're not just any lemons. It's got another cool feature where if you dash while you shoot a lemon, the lemon will do twice the amount of damage that it normally does.
Dash.
So that saves a
very
bit of
powerful.
time. Yes. Which I don't think that was a feature in the DOS version.
It was not. Very disappointing. You have no idea how upsetting it is to have to fight, have to fight Chill Penguin with no dash lemons. It's extremely upsetting and very annoying. It's basically a twice as long Chill Penguin.
Right. And in this case, you might as well learn. There was a thing called the CFO technique, and it derived from the next game after this, where it's basically you're keeping your enemy, as I forget where I'm supposed to go, you're keeping your enemy in iframes as much as possible by shooting a lemon and a charge shot back to back, back and forth. And you're also going to notice I'm going to take a series of damage boosts on the way in the beginning of this. Well, I was an accidental boost, but whatever.
God, I love this soundtrack, and it's so good to hear it not in the ad-lib sound font. It's so good. So because we killed Storm Eagle earlier, the lightning is going out because the plane crashed into this power plant, which is pretty cool. I don't see many games that have like multiple branching paths to do something like that, and I think it's really a neat idea here. Oh, this guy looks so annoying, Busterless, or Buster only. Oh my gosh.
Honka S. All right, we're good.
Hey.
Unfortunately, you didn't drop any health.
Busterless. Yes. Absolutely. Again, take anything that I say on commentary and like flip it, because I probably don't know what I'm talking about.
Alright, so I picked up another heart, which is actually very much easier than Iceless. I stopped for a moment so I can grab that because I'm probably going to need it. However, this is like my favorite Buster only fight of the whole game.
Ooh, fascinating. Would this be a good time for donations then while you're taking them out?
Yes.
Perfect. Sparko, if you'd please.
Oh, I will. We have $10 from the Cact Umbrella. No comment left, but thank you very much. And we have got a $10 donation from D. Schneider saying, Mega Man X is the first Mega Man game I ever played and the first one I ever beat. Love to see it played way better than I ever could. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, friend.
Easy.
Great job. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Get it? Did you get what I got there? Yeah.
Tommy would have been proud of you. So after this one, it kind of gets easier from here until like the Sigma stages, as far as the levels go. You can consider some of this level auto scroller esque, but you have free will of whether you want to take it or not. The carts, which you want to, because it's faster.
I think this is my favorite stage, actually. I'm not sure what it is about it.
Probably the snazzy soundtrack.
It is the soundtrack does get me going. I will not deny it. It is extremely hilarious to hear it in other sound fonts.
It is. I have to agree with you on that.
So are you going? You are. Ooh, nice.
And that is probably the last upgrade I am probably going to get for a little bit.
What are you not gonna go for the Hadouken? That seems like it would save so much time.
Well, that would be nice, but Hadouken isn't the Buster.
Ooh.
And you'll notice I'm not going to. And you notice I'm going to do this weird tech. Did that too slow? There we go. See, what is going on is that, like, with this armor on, you can only hit anything that's not a dash limit only does 1 damage. Even if you have the Buster upgrade equipped, that's only going to do 1 damage. So to exploit that, I make him do this technique where he absorbs the charge shots and let out this massive attack that he just did. And that'll give me an opportunity to sneak in dash lemons. There is another way to get the dash lemons into him, but it's so precise and it's really hard on your hands. The great Darenville, I think, founded this technique. I may or may not try it on one of the Sigma levels. If I have time. And that is the armadillo fight. Do y'all like swimming?
Ooh, I love swimming in my Mega Man games.
Oh, well then, you're gonna love this level. If you can do donations, now would be the time.
Well, all right. I have got a $25 donation from Medenmath with no comment, but thank you very much. And we have got a $10 anonymous donation as well with no comment, but we really do appreciate all the donations coming in so far. Thank you so very much, everybody.
Thank you all. I hope you're enjoying the Mega Man X run. I think it's going pretty good so far. It's nice chill times. Nothing is more chill than dash lemons. I don't know what that means, but I'ma stick by it.
So if you'd like to take over the commentary for a little bit until I get to the boss,
Sure thing.
you're more than welcome to.
Sure thing. Let's see, what should I talk about? So this game unfortunately goes against the Mega Man lore because Mega Man is not swimming, which, as we found in Mega Man 3, he definitely should be doing. But no, this is an interesting level. There's a lot of mini bosses in this level, getting progressively harder with more and more spikes. I like this one. I like this one also since we're talking about Mega Man X DOS in different sound fonts. This one in the ad-lib sound font sounds like, the way I describe it is it's a can of angry bees. And I wish that someone uploaded the ad-lib soundtrack on YouTube so you could look it up, because I would recommend you do so. I don't recommend you go out and buy the game, but I do recommend if you can somehow find it, check it out. This game itself, if you find it, also check it out. Like the actual Super Nintendo version, highly recommended.
Sweet.
Good job. I say you did a great job there.
You sure did. So I've gotten a pretty bad RNG with that guy. And not only that, I messed up and not stayed on the back of that little underwater worm thing. there's this thing where you can actually two cycle um, that that worm buster only, but you need the right RNG. Um, and unfortunately, I didn't have the right RNG, nor did I have, nor was I able to stay on top of it. So, but it's an interesting thing. Now, speaking of RNG, this guy, he's kind of like an underwater storm eagle. But instead of dives, it will be toward like underwater tornadoes. And if you get caught under that while he's going down, it'll suck your life out of you, literally.
It's a very nasty attack.
Yes, and there's actually a chance you can get stuck there forever. Well, okay, until you die, but like you can get out of it. But if you put in the wrong inputs, it's basically kind of a soft lock without actually being a soft lock. If that makes sense.
Makes some sense.
Oh, did I say earlier that that one heart was probably going to be my last upgrade?
You did.
I lied.
Oh. Well, that's okay.
And because what I'm getting here, which I actually do in my regular runs anyway, because this game is that hard buster only.
Hi, Otto.
Kind of looks like that. Oh, like a rogue auto. Anyway.
Sorry.
So, as we all know, for playing this game at 100%, there's an upgrade that halves the damage you take if you defeat this boss. And I'm going for that upgrade now, just to make it that much easier for me during the Sigma stages.
It's worth it.
It's very much worth it. So if anybody wants to learn this buster only, I highly recommend getting this upgrade. And not only that, for whatever reason, because there is supposed to be rocks that's supposed to be falling down constantly throughout that whole hallway. And I'm gonna grab this just because. When you grab that armor, they don't do that no more. I'm gonna grab that just because. Oh. And now probably the most tedious Maverick fight of all 8 of them.
Ooh, even more than Armadillo?
More than Armadillo.
Oh, no.
And once again, this is also based off of RNG. Though the good news is, he didn't go all the way up to the corner. Because that's a possibility. If he does, that's not good.
When you're playing this casually, do you want me to give a little commentary while you focus?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, when you're playing this casually, you're using his weakness probably, or just other weapons. But his weakness makes this extremely trivial because it will knock him out of his attack and put him in the same attack every time, either on the left or the right, and then you just have to aim it properly. But because he's just teleporting all over the place, you can't knock him out of his attacks, and it's just a lot more tedious, especially considering he's probably one of the easiest bosses using non-buster strats. The Hadouken is not a buster. I see you. It's not a buster. You can't trick us.
Now I may have made that fight look pretty easy.
You did.
But It's not as easy as it looks. However, it's not the hardest fight. I will say that. Not out of the 8 maps. In fact, in my opinion, the hardest 8 map fight would be Spark Mandrill.
Ooh.
Because he can just deal so much damage. And he can be very punch happy. Now, speaking of taking damage, you notice that I'm taking damage on purpose.
Yes.
Though I'm not like...
or to go through the turtles.
Well, not just that. That sucks.
Oh.
So the reason why I am purposely taking damage is, well, remember how back in the intro stage where I said where I need to be a certain health level for a certain cutscene and whatnot? Well, are y'all ready to relive that?
Gosh, I remember it like it was only 35 minutes ago.
But wait, it gets worse. Now, I am destroying some of these to reduce a little bit of lag,
Yeah,
but that's
the
about
lag.
it.
Oof.
Try to do this correctly. I can at least do a half a skip buster only. There is a skip for both 80% and 100% where you can skip dialogue and all that. Buster only, you can only skip about half of it, and this is about as far as I can get. Whoops. Wait, wasn't I in this situation before?
This seems a little familiar. Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. Oh no. Oh no.
What happened to him?
Oh no. Poor Zero. And then we gained life for no reason. We used an L tank. It's okay.
So this is another kind of tedious fight, but there are some good things about it. This guy's iframes are a lot shorter than most other, even shorter than, even almost it's like sub-boss short. So this fight isn't that bad. Well, I took a little bit more damage than I wanted to. We still made it.
Pretty fast.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. This part damn near made me cry when I first played this game.
Oh, poor Zero. He gave the ultimate sacrifice. He will be missed. But if there's one positive thing we can say about this, it's that he won't have to live through the pain of dying more than once. Right? Oh, I'm getting the confirmation he has to live through it a lot of times. Well, my bad. Poor Zero.
What is he fighting for?
What am I fighting for?
So, this is actually been one of the best times for donations call out because it's going to be self-explanatory for the rest of the stage.
I hate the boss coming up.
Well, all right. We've got a $5 donation from Anonymous. It says, love the Mega Man music. Here's to more Spyro runs tomorrow. We've got $10 from Nepologos saying, I didn't know anything about video games, and my boyfriend encouraged me to play and have fun. And then he told me about GDQ. Together, we are watching his favorite video game, Mega Man X. Thanks, GDQ, for the amazing work you do.
Thank you so much for the amazing donations you give.
I've also got a $5 donation from Snail30 saying, Lizstar hype!
Oh, please.
Nice to see more new-to-me trans runners, too. I know this isn't much, but please put this towards runners' choice of any incentives.
Well, that's all for the donations so far. Would you like to take over the commentary for this fight?
Sure thing. So this is Bow Spider, I believe that's his name. It's one of those. It's a kind of puzzle that I think is quite common in Japanese video games. I saw it a lot as a kid, where the spider will follow the path, and you have to kind of quickly gauge where he's going to go on that path. As soon as he sees one, he will cross over it. This boss sucks, and I hate it. I think most people who play this game kind of don't like it. He has a very small window to attack him. And if you're hit by him, especially near the bottom, you will not be able to hit him because of how small the window is. And because he moves so fast, it's really hard to gauge with this kind of puzzle. It takes a lot of practice, especially for Buster only, since that doubles the time that you have to fight him. But this was a very good fight. I think you got hit like once. That was very impressive.
Thanks. Again, this is one of those things where I made it look a lot easier than it really was, because that fight was not. It took me a grip to get good at that fight. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's still in the chat, but Kame actually did a whole video about speed reading the movement of the spider, and he didn't do it just for Buster only. I mean, it was for his Buster only thing, but like it translates for the other categories because it just helps.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have Hadouken, you need to use that for your advantage so you can anticipate a better attack on them. And since there's more refights, we can do some more donations if you'd like.
Why, of course. We have got $10 from Snake146 saying, "It's DMP, the best Buster-only maiden in the land, and let them feel the power of your rock and roll."
I get
Yes.
We've also got $25 from StrongBad74, who says, "Great jorb on that Homestar Runner reference."
Hey!
I'm going to say...
Thanks, Strong Bad.
I really appreciated that one too, so I'm very happy.
No problem. I had a 7-hour drive coming down here, and I just listened to a bunch of Strong Bad emails, so it's very in my head right now.
That's fine. So if there's no more donations, would you like to take over the commentary once again to give a little bit of lore of the stage?
The lore of the stage? I could talk about the lore of the... I don't know about the lore of the stage specifically. I could talk about the lore of, like, of what goes on in the game, like, who we're fighting. So if you've never played a Mega Man X game, you play as X, who was created by Light a long time ago, and you are basically the first Reploid, which are robots who can make their own decisions, essentially. And you join a task force who are trying to stop Reploids who go bad. They are led by Sigma, who used to be the leader of your force, and you're going to take him out right now. He is a big bad, but don't worry. I'm sure, just like Zero, he will only have to die once before we take him out. I'm sure this will not turn into a comic book situation or a Dr. Wily situation where we'll have to take him out like a billion times. I'm sure it will be very easy. And we will not even need to have a Mega Man X2. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting the confirmation that Capcom likes making money. So they made, in fact, 7. They made 7 games. And all of them involve Sigma. I'm very sorry to tell you this. I can't remember the name of this boss. It's something weird. I really don't like it.
Banga Banga.
That's right, Banga Banga. Reminds me of Bongo Bongo, but instead of hands, it's a face and eyes. It's so uncomfortable looking. I don't know what it is. I think it's the nose in the middle, like, really bothers me. But, I mean, because it's Mega Man, those spikes down there will kill you. So you have to really get used to the wall climb maneuver in this game, which is an entirely new thing for Mega Man X. Mega Man X added on the wall climb and the dash, not in Classic. So you just had to get used to it, especially by this boss.
Right. And I have a little thing for this boss itself. It's kind of a metal reference. I like to call him gent bass because, well, there's a metal subgenre called gent. And it's a particular type. And there's the singer of this one band who would make this really interesting face, so to speak, when he's rocking out with his band. And that face kind of looked like that face that you saw that of Ranga Bangas.
Huh. Is it Oingo Boingo? Is that the band?
No.
Aw. It would have been great if it were that.
It's actually a Swedish based band called Meshuggah.
Ooh.
They were known as the godfathers of gent because of the what was it? It was the popularity rising for 8-string guitars and misleading other guitarists thinking that more strings or lower tunings means the music will be heavier.
Yeah. That's interesting. And I'm sure that's why all of you came to the Mega Man X run to learn obscure, you said it was Swedish band?
Yep.
Obscure Swedish musician trivia. To be honest, I'm very here for it. The more Swedish musician trivia I can get, the better. And that is not an invitation to send me messages on Twitter. I will not respond if you send me Swedish trivia. I am making a joke.
I've actually have like all of my splits for most of my Mega Man games have nothing but rock and metal references of
Really?
some kind.
That's awesome.
Especially with Sting Chameleon stage, you know, especially because it's so obvious. Welcome to the jungle.
Makes sense. It when you run X5, are they going to be? I mean, they're not metal, but is it going to be all Guns N' Roses stuff, or are you just like, nah, I'm not even going to bother with that?
Nah, just one of the stages.
Gotcha. I think that's X5, isn't it?
Yes, X5.
Okay.
Spark, if you like, you can shout out some more donations.
Well, sure thing. We've got a $25 donation from Jake158 with no comment, but thank you very much. And as just a reminder, all the donations in the Frost Patel's 2020 event are benefiting Malala Fund. Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. With more than 130 million girls out of school today, they're breaking down barriers that hold girls back through investing in local education activists, advocating to hold leaders accountable, and amplifying girls' voices.
Definitely a good thing to donate towards, y'all. And thank you so much for all of your donations. This, again, you're making this look way easier than it is.
Well, I'm actually not doing as good as a job as I did the first time.
I mean, my statement still stands.
So, since we're doing beef fights, I would like to take this time to shout out every lady who has both already ran before me and will be running after me. Every single one of y'all are the true queens.
Oh. That's me.
Especially you for helping me with this commentary.
Oh, well, I'm
I couldn't have done this
very
without
glad that I was invited to be on here. I love Mega Man with all my heart, and watching this is genuinely super impressive. I could not. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm bad, but I could not do this Buster only.
Yeah, it's literally not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
It really ain't. It's bad enough that like these Mega Man games are brutal anyways. So add Buster only to the mix. And not only that, you're dealing with all the RNG that will be thrown at you doing Buster only.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Buster only, I just did a Buster only version of an 80% and undo technique called the Fish Minute, which you make the fish turn away from X and basically just blast through it without taking damage. Now, speaking of taking damage, I'm going to take this fight a little more safer than I did the first time. And the main reason is, well, there's like one more refight in stage boss. And, you know, health, I mean, I do have a little bit of a decent I might actually just take it. But what I tend to do is like, this fight I take a little safe because, you know, there's so much it can throw at you.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And you know, the quick stretch that you do in the regular, yeah, I'm taking this. Because before I face the final fight, I'm going to refill both of them.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. How do you? Well, we'll get there, I suppose. Shouldn't ask questions that are going to be answered through gameplay in just a few minutes. Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth has an interesting thing. What he can have his nose get chopped off. Isn't it with Boomer Kawanger's weapon?
Yep.
Which is not his weakness. It's very interesting to me.
And speaking of, you can essentially do the same thing against Octopus with the weapon and cut the tentacles off.
And that does not work in the DOS version, which sucks.
It don't?
No. That's not in the DOS version. Dash Lemons aren't in the DOS version. The Hadouken isn't in the DOS version. And neither is Ride Armor. They left so much out.
Yeah, Ride Armor, like, when I found out there was Ride Armor in this game, like, what? So, this is D-Rex. One of the hardest Final Sigma stage bosses. Or actually, in my opinion, the hardest, because he will ram you, run you over, hit you with like an oversized version of Spark Mandrill's projectile attack. Like, that guy's just kind of unfair.
He moves super fast.
Well, he moves fast to lower your health risk, and I'm not being very careful. There we go. We're good.
Good job.
Okay, so I mentioned before that I'm going to refill the tank I used and the one next to it. There's actually, if you're playing this game, either learning to speedrun or casually, or just casually playing it, and you want to be as safe as possible, there are these holes where these worms come out of, and they can potentially drop health energy for you, or weapon energy. Which weapon energy would be good for if you die to try to fight in your you need some, you're almost low of whatever you need to use.
Oh, okay. My question, by the way, the other minute was going to be, how do you refill your they're not E-tanks, but your E-tanks. And okay, this makes sense. And now I remember why I didn't do it when I was playing the DOS version. It's because jumping in that one, while jumping, does not work very well. I just went to Armadillo stage, and like there's like a bunch of enemies right at the beginning, and then just would restart.
Well, good news is like, because more than likely, actually, you will have the Buster upgrade by the time you get here.
Mhm.
So you can just use Dillo's weapon and use the charge version of it, and just, it'll never run out until, well.
That's okay. I'll have to actually look into that. Doggo.
Yes. We do have time for more donations, if you may.
Oh, I may. We've got a $15 donation from K35. No comment there, but thank you very much. And we've got a $50 donation from 3 Ducks. Thanks to all the runners, commentators, and staff. Proud of the community and the work being done to raise money for a good cause.
Those are very intelligent ducks. Oh, wow. I love Star Wars.
Yeah. So this is what we like to call Jedi Sigma, for great reason, because he's acting like a Jedi at the moment. And that thing that you saw me do at the start of the fight is very risky. I would not recommend at all doing what I just did. But I have a rhyme for a reason for this. It wasn't just for shock factor. It's to get him into the position that he's in now, where he's landing when he comes down, so I can get a good amount of lemons and while I can.
This is a very good setup.
Oh, by the way, everything does only 1 damage to him. Except, if you're playing as Buster only, everything does 1 damage to him. In this form, even with the level 3 Buster. Now this, well, I'm going to leave the rest of the commentary up to you for this.
Oh boy. All right, where to begin? Well, Sigma, there's a lot going on in this boss fight, so obviously we have to focus, especially with Buster only adding on the additional difficulty. Sigma can only be hit in the head. Okay. I was about to say I think the spikes are an instant kill, but that probably would have been too much, and Capcom are a little nicer than that. People in chat are saying that he should be called Sithma, and I agree with that. I like this. I like this fight. Like the face is pretty cool, like the wolf. It's a pretty cool looking wolf. I don't know what to tell you. What you see is what you get. It's a hard fight. You can hang on the edges of the hands, which is very safe. There is not much damage being done to this friend. Oh my goodness. There's so many hits you have to do.
Yeah, this is not very easy.
Yeah, holy guacamole.
Also, I want to let you know that time stops when the final hit strikes.
Okay, so we will call time. So be ready on time, friends.
Until then, I will be quiet until that time comes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you all for watching Mega Man X. I hope you all enjoyed. I enjoyed, and thank you so much to our runner. And to Sparko for the wonderful donations. Do you have one final donation for us, Sparko, before we beat Sigma for good and send him to the Shadow Realm?
I actually, unfortunately, do not right now. But again, I will just remind you that we do have a fair amount of bid wars coming up. If you would like to see somebody named anybody in Earthbound, those are definitely some options for later tonight.
If you want to go with memes from this run, Sithma is a good name for something in the future. Just a few more hits left. I can't believe you have to charge up like all the way each time. Whew, boyo. Let's go. We got this, friends. 3 more hits. And time.
With a look away.
What was that?
Said with the look away.
Yep. GG. With that, Sigma is defeated. He is exploding a lot. Oh boy. What did that boy eat? Just a tiny bit overestimate, but with an hour and 20 minutes, that is about, 10 times faster than I would have done it.
I want to thank Lizstar for helping me with this commentary. Shout out Sparkover for all the donation shout outs. Everybody who's been behind the scenes making everything happen. Everybody watching this. Y'all are just awesome. Everybody's awesome. And like I said before, everyone who so far already ran and will about to be run, single one of y'all are queens. Do not let anybody tell you different.
Same to you, friend, and thank you again for the run. Don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back. Amazing work, friend. Great job.
I was nervous. Oh, yeah, sure. All right, what a fantastic run there, everybody. And now it is the end of my hosting shift. It was lovely to spend some time with you. And for now, we're going to throw you over to a Malala ad.
Silvia Siqueira Campos, tenho 36 anos. Eu me envolvi no Mirim aos 13 anos de idade. Mirim é uma ONG para defender os direitos de crianças, adolescentes e jovens, com espaço para a juventude e para a criança falar. A gente utiliza, por exemplo, a arte para poder expressar o que a gente sente. Então é necessário criar um ambiente seguro para poder falar de si. Algo que eu enfrentei muito é o machismo, por ver uma mulher em espaços onde normalmente estão homens decidindo. Ao defender o direito de meninas, índias, à educação, a gente está defendendo a existência completa desse ser. Várias meninas faltam aula porque precisam ficar com os irmãos ou a irmã menor. De fato, melhorar o acesso de meninas à educação e à educação pública. 2/3 da população recifense mora em morro, em área de periferia. Existe pouca mobilidade na cidade. Para o acesso à educação, ou é a pé, ou é de bicicleta. Muita gente chega no Mirim de forma acanhada, tímida. Uma delas, ela começou a participar das atividades do Mirim aos 4 anos de idade. E com o passar do tempo, Gardênia se tornou, ela era a mais jovem do grupo, mas é a que mais fala. Ela concedeu entrevista para rádio, ela tirou foto e apareceu na primeira página do Jornal da Assembleia Legislativa do Estado de Pernambuco.
Eu gosto muito da Silva porque ela é divertida, ela ensina. O meu sonho é ser médica.
É muito difícil a gente falar de um impacto, né, na comunidade, até mesmo porque a gente não consegue chegar a todas as pessoas. Mas a gente pode falar de pequenas mudanças, né? A gente poder mostrar que existe uma organização, um grupo de pessoas que se preocupa com a vida dessa família, dessas crianças, dos e das jovens. A primeira coisa é que a gente saiba que a gente não está só, que a gente procure soluções em conjunto. É a gente quem tem que decidir o próprio destino. Que elas vivam, que elas vejam que o Brasil é o lugar delas, que elas sintam orgulho de ser quem são.
All right, looks like we have a $5 donation from Key Leon. This Buster Only run is amazing. Thanks for making my Sunday night that much more fun. And with that, let's go ahead and throw it to Pa Sama with Gregory Horror Show.